Welcome back. You're listening to Half Hour to Health. I'm Dr. Stephanie from Crossroads Chiropractic. And with me today, Dr. Barry Taylor from drbarrytaylor.com, naturopath from Massachusetts. And we have been talking about pet health. So, sure, animals have chiropractic adjustments. Here in the state of New Hampshire, we chiropractors don't give those chiropractic adjustments due to licensing changes. But there are so many things on a holistic way that you can be doing to improve your pet's health. And Dr. Barry Taylor is here with us sharing some of his Love Your Body tips for healthy pets.
I'm so sorry that in New Hampshire that the chiropractic law is such that you can't touch.
It's vague.
It's vague.
It's vague. So
while
while
maybe you can.
I think most of us that are licensed chiropractors but not veterinarians
Right.
choose not to.
Okay.
But there's a huge need
Right.
for animals, especially horses and,
Yeah.
and larger animals, to have chiropractic adjustments
Right.
given by trained veterinarians.
A common friend that you and I have, Dr. Peter Kevorkian and his dear wife, Patty Giuliano, Peter adjusts animals twice a week. At the end of his day, sometime actually one of those times is midday, there is a long line of cars with people with dogs and or horses, and I've seen him adjust both. So there are a lot of people who, it's more than lip service, say, wow, that chiropractic adjustment is really making a difference for my pet. Mm-hmm. That's different than somebody like Hedley Marks, who's a brilliant, fabulous veterinarian in Norwood, Mass., or Margot Roman, who's just amazing. They're trained in acupuncture, so they'll needle, including jokes. They'll do acupuncture as a way of other kinds of therapies to get energy to flow. Other tips that I wanted to put together that I've learned from these amazing people in my life. Be careful of having your pet go unsupervised. Always have a name tag on your collar of your pet, and make sure that you're creating safety for your pet. So if your pet is in the backyard, in my neighborhood, there's lots of electric fences. I never had an electric fence. And my dogs were able to stay with me in the front yard or in the backyard by a fence, as opposed to them just roaming a neighborhood or just going wherever they wanted. Like children, like human beings, pets like boundaries. Dogs like dens. Maybe in a lineage of wolves and other kinds of out in the wild over generations, hundreds of years. I know that I had several in my home when I had 3 dogs, and each dog had its own crate. And there's something called crate training that if someone's listening has a young puppy, they may want to look into crate training as a way of the dogs actually like it. It's their little nest. It's their little home. It creates a sense of safety. And that's different than your dog or animal being outside knowing that they can count on you, that you're trustable, that you're the alpha. No names mentioned, but some friends, relatives, no names mentioned, had wonderful, fabulous dogs that were untrained. And a trained dog is a better dog. A dog that really knows, most important command I was taught by people who know infinitely more about me, is the command come. That when you say come, it's not arbitrary. Your dog comes. Maybe not as important as sit. It'd be nice if your dog sat when you say sit. But the command come is critical. If your dog sees another dog or a deer or a car or something and your dog just bolts, that when you say come, your dog trusts you, that you're the alpha. And and I liked clicker training. It's not the only way and it's not the right way, but it's click, treat, click, treat, click, treat. So when an animal is young and you're training it, just like a child, every time the animal makes even a movement, doesn't even do exactly what you asked, but it turn their head or eyes, is you click, treat, click, treat, click, treat. It's all about positive reinforcement. And after a time, the animal's brain gets conditioned. Haven't learned from people like Kimmy and Meredith about horses, which I'd love to sometime in the future. When you're correcting an animal, I hear some people out on the street, bad dog. It's kind of like, oh my God, being at Disney and, seeing kids on leashes and some parent is like, bad. You never tell the animal or the pet that they're bad. The behavior's not okay. That's not okay. But you don't say bad dog, which sounds like something that a normal person who's not trained, like humans, animals love to learn. It's a big tip. I don't know about teaching a 10, 11, 12-year-old dog, new tricks, but yes, animals really love to learn. Animals are curious, and animals get so much information through their nose and their smell and their sense. Their pitch and their hearing is so different than us as human beings. So a tip for listeners is acknowledge. You can't acknowledge your pets. Now, sexist, why do they call a dog man's best friend? Human's best friend. Take the man's. What? There's something about having a pet that I understand that I'm way on the extreme. My hands up. I'm way on the extreme in terms of just something about me and animals, which is why I so loved Amelia's sensibility and Cy Montgomery's sensibility and people like Meredith Lipke and other people who are just kind of humming to the same vibration of animals are not just animals. They're other beings to communicate with and to enjoy. And there's something about having pets that we feel unconditionally loved. Animals seem to give us that hole that some of us have about being loved if we're smart enough, being loved if we're good enough, being loved if we look good enough, being loved if we lose weight, being loved if we say the right thing. I mean, your cat and dog and horse, those kinds of pets that have bigger brains, they don't need anything from you. They just, and that's why they're so helpful with people with dementia and Alzheimer's and people as they get on in years as companions. They're amazing, amazing friends.
So there's health benefits for people to having animals.
Yeah. Couple of things. I know we're running out of time. There are some really good things that are supplements. So a lot of cats and dogs and horses take glucosamine. I have two different formulas in the Love Your Body line. One is Healthy Joint 1, which is mostly for big joints. Healthy Joint 2 is for ligaments and tendons. And there are a lot of different breeds. If you have a dog, you need to know your breed. Probably the same thing for a horse, as different horse breeds might be susceptible to different things. But certainly, Goldens are more susceptible to hip dysplasia than other kinds of breeds. Some dogs are more susceptible to urinary tract infections than other breeds. So there are a lot of dogs, maybe because they're overweight, that have a lot of joint concerns. And chondroitin is very, very, very good. It's in a Love Your Body formula, Healthy Joint 1 or Healthy Joint 2. Another thing is calendula and arnica are first aid remedies that I use with animals a lot. Massage for animals is really good. Animals love to not just be petted, but massaged. Here's a new one for listeners. CBD oil, not pot, but hemp oil in drops, in capsules. A lot of animals, either because they have allergies to the crummy food they've been eating early on as pups, or they're kept inside too much and they're not exercised enough. Okay, how about this? The pet owner is pretty anxious. And so the animal over a year, 2, 3, 4, picks up the vibes and the frequencies of the owner. And now not only does the owner have acknowledged or unacknowledged anxieties, but so does the pet. So it's a little bit shotgun, it's a little bit symptomatic, but animals, dogs and cats, probably horses, relate really well. It's dose related depending on the weight of the cat, dog. But CBD oil, there are whole different lines of supplements just for animals that contain hemp oil, that contain different variations of delivery for CBD. And that's something that people really want to know about, because there are a lot of animals, a lot of pets that are nervous and anxious for all sorts of reasons. I pulled together a couple of resources. If any of the listeners want to ask me questions or get a couple of handouts that I found online, there's a great PDF on herbal remedies for animals that's really terrific. There's a whole resource section of integrative veterinarians nationally. That's a PDF that I put together. And what was the last one? Oh, an article that I read yesterday, hot off the press, on different dog food that's related to canine heart disease. Whoops. You know, a researched article, easy to read for a layperson. So I've got those 3 different things. If anybody wants to send me their email address, be happy to shoot that out to them.
And they can send that to
Dr. Barry at drbarrytaylor.com. DR, no space, no period, my first name, at my website, drbarrytaylor.com.
Perfect.
So, I get emotional about animals. They bring us so much love. They're as one friend of mine said, when I lost one of my dogs a year ago, I lost Sophie. And he was great. And the friend said to me, well, you've just lost a huge way that you expressed love in the world. And it was like, oh, more than, I was missing this dog. But it was like there was an opportunity for me to express myself that I needed to find other ways to do. So thank you for letting me share these tips.
Thank you for sharing. drbarrytaylor.com is the website, and the show today is sponsored by Crossroads Chiropractic. This month, you can have a complete exam with any necessary x-rays for just $49 in our 3 locations, Meredith, Pembroke, or in Epping. Call us at 575-9080. That's 575-9080, or find us on the web at crossroadschiropractic.com.